in time as we get a chance
let's
to
check these prize cards.
Whoa, hello.
3 energy? Spike Muff? Not a 4th energy, surely.
We're matching.
Mega Morwell in the prizes. Or triple Nest Ball. What's going on here? Triple prizes here, there, and everywhere. But it looks like our top 4 feature match is getting started here. Arthur on the left, Daniel Magda on the right. Yvettel versus the Gimme Ghoul. And it is Daniel Magda kicking us off. Here we go. The winner of this best of 3 will find themselves in the final of the Gdańsk Regional Championship. Daniel Magda is kicking us off with that Buddy Puff. And while that concludes, let's have a little rundown of this Gholdengo EX archetype. It's a fun one. We just saw it on the stream earlier. It relies on that Gholdengo. Coin bonus lets you draw a lot of cards. Love that. Make it rain does a lot of damage. We love that. 50 for each basic energy you discard from your hand with the effect of this attack. That is an effective infinity damage output there. As long as you get enough energy in your hand, you can carry whatever you like. And it's got the new addition of the Soul Rock Lunatone engine. Lunatone lets you discard a fighting energy from your hand to draw 3, and Soul Rock gives you a nice little attacker, actually doing 70 damage in the early game. So it's rather simple. Get energy in the discard pile so you can get them back to hand with superior energy retrieval, and use Make It Rain for big, massive, monumental damage.
Absolutely, and we've already kicked things off with that Buddy Puff in. That gave Daniel a chance to consult the deck, work out what is being prized right now, and it's now just working with the 3 Gimme Ghouls, and it's a pass over. Arthas leads the new addition to the Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX deck, that Yveltal in the active spot, just to do exactly the same thing that we just done with Gholdengo. As a reminder, Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX is one of those Pokemon which wants to evolve up, has pre-built-in energy acceleration to itself or other Marnie's Pokemon with that punk up ability, and then it starts swinging away with a very cheap cost of 2 dark energies. Shadow Bullet, 180 damage to the active, 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. But when you start combining that with things like the Snorunt evolving up into the Froslass and Monkey Dory, you are actually manipulating a lot of damage counters across the board, especially since Froslass's ability, Freezing Shroud, during Pokemon Checkup, you put 1 damage counter on each Pokemon that has an ability, both yours and the opponent. Monkey Dory has an ability, so therefore starts getting those ticks on itself, and then has to start utilizing that Adrenabrain ability to then throw it back over. But what have we seen here, Shay, after that? Lillie's determination.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, Alex. But it looks like the Lillie's determination for 8 new cards hasn't found Arthur any way to get another Impidimp down or Monkey Dory. I believe it's just going to have to be the clutch and pass. Worth noting that clutch will hit for weakness, actually. So that will be 40 damage. Oh, there's going to be the retreat into the Psyduck. And it's going to be the pass over. That's not the Barnstormer turn one you want here in our top 4B feature match. So it is over to Daniel, whose mini-game this turn is to try and evolve up the Team Rocket's Petrel. We don't see that terribly often, but I'm a big fan of this card. Basically says, search your deck for any trainer card you like, put it in your hand. It can give you stadiums, it can find you supporters, it can find you items, it can find you tool cards, it can find you whatever you like, realistically. But Daniel Magda's turn here is going to be quite simple. Ideally, or if you're going to find a secret box, of course, love that, a spec. Discarding 3 cards from your hand, and then you can grab a supporter, an item, and a tool card and a stage and put them all into your hand. So yeah, Daniel Magda's plan is very simple here. Going to try and evolve up as many Gholdengo as possible and just try and take a KO.
Yeah, grabs that one-off Nest Ball that's left in the deck. We know 3 are prized, but being able to just very easily search out that Genesect EX with that Metallic Signal ability, then goes straight into those Gholdengo EXs. Of course, Marta is just kind of representing that single prize board state right now, and Daniel will have to put in some 2 prizes on the board for him at some stage. These evolution Pokemon can be susceptible to some things like Technical Machine Devolution, but we'll see if we can even maneuver into that position.
Yeah, so we are going to see the Gholdengo EX evolving active. Coin bonus lets you draw 2 cards if the Gholdengo is in the active, 1 card if it's on the bench. And this is where the Gholdengo deck likes to be, getting us Gholdengo down, drawing a ton of cards, drawing a lot of energy. Oh, but it's just going to be a pass, actually. No turn attachment, anything like that. So it is back over to Arthur. Let's see what he can do. And Noah has a myriad, an absolute bevy, a cornucopia of supporter cards in his hand. Which one of them will he like to play? Lillie's Determination is actually another big addition to this deck, which I think has catapulted it into that solid mid-tier status. But it is going to be a Morgrem evolution, a Snorunt, a turn attachment to Psyduck. So we could be seeing What are we going to see here? And a Lillie's Determination as well. Bear in mind, there is 3 energy in discard pile.
Yeah, that's true. Not discard, the prizes.
Oh, prize card, I should say.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did mean that.
they will have access at some point if we take prizes. But at the same time, the energy to decide that could mean we're going to be looking for maybe a technical machine evolution. As well.
There we go.
We could use it to retreat, of course, at the same time, if we really felt like we wanted to try and clutch the game a little bit. But, you know, just with Daniel not being able to do too much on his turn for the moment, he does have that Gholdengo EX in the active spot. Bit susceptible to maybe taking some damage, but let's see what we're working with here. No
secret
tool.
box.
Oh, there is a secret box he's been able to draw into. So that could mean we can get into some of those evolution tools, but sometimes it can be quite costly to discard 3 cards.
Yeah, I mean, Secret Box is a fantastic A-spec, right? But you have to discard 3 cards from your hand, and with no sort of hand reload, you know, from like coin bonus or, you know, formats gone cards like Big Barrel can be quite costly. But it looks like we are eyeing up the Secret Box here, discarding a Monkey Dory, a Marnie's GO, Morgrem, I believe, and the Arven.
Yeah, it looks like Impidim,
I should say.
I mean, you are playing multiple copies of that card, so maybe not too much of a worry. For the moment, at least, there are 3 copies in and around the deck itself, so being able to now cherry pick a supporter card, an item card, a tool card, and a stadium. We've seen it come to fruition for when we saw Mike Ellis piloting the deck earlier on today. Just how impactful, just having access to a stadium which can search out any of your Pokemon, either using Artisan or either using Spikemuth Gym, but then also just evolving up some of your others to really start getting those ticks over. I mean, right now there's 2 Pokemon with abilities on Daniel's side of the board. There's 1 right now with the Psyduck, in fact, that has ability. So we're looking for trying to utilize some of those Monkey Dories at some stage, maybe evolve up into something like the Froslass, as we do get the Lillie's Determination, the Evolution, the Spikemuth Gym, and a Night Stretcher.
There's a Spikemuth Gym, lets you grab any Marnie's Pokemon you like from your deck. I have a question for you, Alex. We know that Daniel Grubb had 2 Gholdengo EX from the Metallic Signal. Only chose to evolve the active. Is that trying to play around Freezing Shroud, perhaps? Or? Yeah,
there's a little bit of that. And plus, just by evolving the active, typically the deck that Arthur is playing doesn't really have that one-hit KO potential, but you're also limiting the fact that if there is that technical machine evolution, you know, it's just the 2 Pokemon you have in play that actually gets the damage ticks over as well. But also evolving the active means you could draw 2 cards with coin bonus rather than just the 1.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. But there is the technical machine evolution. Getting attached active, the Spikemuth Gym did conclude grabbing the Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX. That's currently in the hand. Obviously, can't evolve into that as Marnie's Morgrem was the target. So it's going to be the double technical machine evolution into double Freezing Shroud Froslass. During Pokemon checkup, that's in between turns, you put 1 damage counter on every Pokemon that has an ability. That is both yours and your opponent's, but does not count itself. So it will be 2 on the Gholdengo EX, 2 on the Genesect EX, and it will be 2 on the Psyduck, and then 2 on the Monkey Dory.
Yeah, well. And one of the things that you're going to start to see now as we have 2 Froslass up and running, you know, that those damage counters are going to start ticking across both players' turns quite quickly. We're going to go from 2 to 4 to 6 to 8 in quick succession across those Pokemon with abilities, as we do get a Metallic Signal now being utilized once again from that Genesect EX. We haven't seen the Solrock and Lunatone from Daniel at the moment, but he hasn't really needed to do so.
Maybe it's something you don't use. Low hit point Pokemon with abilities, you know, basic, that can be KO'd via Monkey Dory. And it's actually something we haven't really alluded to much here. Arthur's deck is a damage over time deck. It wants to build up these damage counters and use cards like Monkey Dory, just maneuver it as and where you want, and your technical machine de-evolution to pick up Pokemon, return them to the hand, and KO the lower hit point basics. That's the game plan. We are going to see the coin bonus. We have found a Metal Energy now. Make It Rain is live, but only need 1 energy to KO active Psyduck, thanks to... Oh, but it is going to be the boss's orders. That's the only Marnie's, you know, more... Wait, was it Morgrem or the... What's that? We'll find out. It looks like he's going to go for the Froslass. I thought he was going to go for the Morgrem there, but I think it's a testament to how powerful these Froslass really are. You cannot be letting them, you know, knock about and get damage in play fast, because they really do. Make It Rain, big KO there for Daniel. Going to take our first prize card here in our top 4 feature match. Here at Gdańsk Regional Championship, Freezing Shroud will still activate. Only 1 damage counter now, though, is over to Arthur. And what did he take? Was it the Mega Mawile?
Yeah, it was a Mega Mawile. Yeah, that was taken. Now, this is kind of the awkward scenario where Arthur has had to put the Psyduck into play, and it hasn't been knocked out, right? So well, we've got a counter catcher on the Genesect as well. It's very likely this is a great play, and one of the great things of getting that Yveltal included, we have previously played the Maractus in the actual deck itself, but having a free retreater with a clutch attack has been fantastic as well. We do get the energy attachment to the Monkey Dory, and now has 2 Pokemon with 3 damage counters on it. We can start really applying a lot of pressure. We have that Genesect just a little bit off to the side at the moment, and Iono also being played here, but this is really walking into Arthur's plans. The only thing I wanted to highlight is that Psyduck's taking up a bench space. You want that to be a Monkey Dory, and you want to be sort of having another maybe Impudent just ready if you need to swing for a bit bigger damage at some stage. But you're representing a single prize board state right now. Daniel's still going to have to take 5 more attacks before he can win and take 5 prizes. So maybe this is the direction we have to go down.
And we do see the spike move, Jim, after the Iono. And I do really love that point there. Alex Racy said, I know your deck, Daniel, a deck, Gholdengo, is really good at taking 1-hit knockouts. Well, okay, you can do that, but you're only taking 1 prize card at a time, while my Freezing Shrouds, while my Adrenabrains are going to be putting this damage as and where we like. And I want to draw attention to the Technical Machine Devolution. I think that's what Arthur's going to be trying to work towards here. A tool card that gives the Pokemon it's attached to the attack Devolution, where you essentially pick up the highest stage evolution cards of all your opponent's Pokemon and put them back into their hand. So what Arthur's going to try and do is leave enough damage to where after the pickup, you would KO the remaining benched Pokemon. So in this case, we need 70 damage on all these Gimmighoul or Gholdengo, because when they get picked up, they would get KO'd.
Yeah, one of the interesting things to keep note of as we're watching all of this as well, we see the Monkey Dory Adrenabrain over to the Gimmighoul right now, and a clutch being utilized. So then it's 30 damage with the damage takers between turns, as the Psyduck's now up down to 30 HP left as well. The Golden goes up to 40 damage on it. The Gimmighoul, of course, just sticks with the 3 because of the Adrenabrain, but by not evolving them up, for you to take a knockout on those, you actually have to put the 70 damage counters on it, rather than waiting for the Devolution play. If you have Devolution and you keep a Gimmighoul still in play, you get the Golden Go back into hand. So then you could just evolve it back up again. And typically these lists, they don't tend to run more than 1 Evolution card as a Technical Machine evolution, or Devolution as well. But there it is. There's the other evolution now. So it's just one thing we need to keep an eye on. There's Professor Churro scenario.
It was in hand off the Iono. I was waiting to try and weave it in there, but does have it. There will be no clutch shenanigans. There's a coin bonus for 2. And now that Genesect EX has done its job, got the Gholdengo EX in hand and into play, and now it can, be safe in the hand. Air Balloon attachment, giving the Gholdengo a free retreat cost. That's another 2 cards from the coin bonus. That's an extra 4 cards. Daniel has seen this turn. Has he drawn it? I was going to say boss orders. Can't use boss orders. Did Professor Churro, of course. But that was a great turn there from Daniel. Daniel removed the Genesect EX liability, and I imagine has enough for a KO, actually.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Vessel.
There's a couple of pieces having to work out. It needs 3 energies to take the knockout.
Here, make it range 50 multiplier. Yveltal has 110 hit points, so we do need 3 energy. Now, see an Earthen Vessel at the very least.
Yeah, so this will grab 2 energies out of the deck. The other thing that, again, we're going to have to keep an eye on all these different lines, right?
Okay.
Arthur could maybe try and gust up the Gimmighoul as well. If you do clutch it, it has to be evolved to be able to retreat, or evolved to do anything as well. So that's another way to force the evolution up to all of the ability Pokemon. So again, all these little lines that we're going to have to just watch, keep an eye out for. And also, I guess the only other thing is there's 2 Professor Churro scenario in that list.
And worth noting, did actually have superior energy retrieval in hand. I missed that, so that's going to be 2 energy back from the discard pile, 2 energy from the Earthen Vessel. So we have more than enough for a KO now. Another Gimmighoul has hit the bench, and Daniel should have enough here for a big KO. Oh, yeah. Is he going to KO? Yeah, surely we're going to attack, surely.
Yeah, I mean, big is an understatement right now.
That's true. Hey, it's a top 4 game now. Every knockout is important and big, in my opinion. One thing I want to keep an eye on here, as we do see the KO, I actually chose to discard 4 energy. Overshot, so there's going to be extra energy in the discard pile. It is over to Arthur now, though. Daniel Magda takes his 2nd prize card here in our top 4 feature match. Gdańsk Regional Championship. Remember, the winner of this match will advance to the finals to battle it out against Emma Hagen. It is over to Arthur now, though. Let's see how this pans out. Nestball going to start the turn off.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of energies in the discard right now because of the Psyduck retreat and the Evil Tool going down. There's 9 dark energies in total in Arthur's deck. There's 1 on that Monkey Dory already. We're just going to have to be a bit careful when we use Punk Up or get energy attachments down that we can make sure we get full value. But this is why Arthur most likely has played that Nest Ball, because it's also a nice way to double check, reconfirm you've got the energies available to yourself, as we do see the evolution here. Punk Up being activated. I'm sure it's just going to be 2 to the active Pokemon. Oh, maybe going on to the Impidimp as well. Maybe clear up some deck. Some cards from the deck there as we get the extra attachment to the benched Impidimp. He's got Dark Energy in hand for the second Monkey Dory as well, so can play around with a few more things.
Yeah, there's a lot of damage counters to maneuver here, to be honest with you. There's a Lillie's Determination as well. Arthur hasn't taken a prize card. It's going to be for a full 8 cards here.
I mean, we've spoken to many Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX players. They always like playing from behind. They can utilize things like
100%.
Iono, still keep the Lillie's Determination to draw 8, can start throwing damage counters over to the Gimmighoul, use Shadow Bullet, maybe even to take the knockout and kind of just remove them from play when they come down. Of course, it is a big liability there in the active spot because it is a 2-prizer. One of the few decks that scared Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX away from the World Championships, for example, was Gholdengo EX in the end. But, you know, actually, Arthur's beaten Daniel in Swiss already.
Okay,
so we have precedent about how this match may go, but Daniel's going to be doing his utmost to make himself into the final.
Also going to use the Spike with Jim here. Going to grab another Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX. Does he play Rare Candy?
Yeah, he plays one
copy of Rare Candy.
Most copies do. Most decks do, just in case they need to explode into the EX Pokemon and maybe start attacking quite quickly.
Here we are going to see Adrenabrain use for the first one. That's 3 damage counters from Psyduck onto the active. That's 200 hit points left. We could actually see a KO here if we wanted to, if you pile damage into the active.
Yep, here we go. So just setting up other Pokemon as well. You know, keeping the 6 prizes can often mean that you can still utilize Lillie's to draw and see more cards. Here we go. It's a big Shadow Bullet. 180 damage to the active Pokemon and 30 to one of the benched Pokemon there. It's got aiming for that other Gimmighoul on the bench that had 3 damage counters on it already, 10 HP away from knockout. Just double checking as well. Is it between turns, the Freezing Shroud?
Yeah, there we go. The between turns Freezing Shroud coming in the clutch. And you know what that does? That means no Fezandipiti because there was no KO on Arthur's turn. The KO was in between. So Arthur on the board here, taking 2 prize cards, setting himself up nicely in this top 4 feature match. What can Daniel do?
Didn't hit one of his free energies. Both players still have a free ofs in their prize cards right now. But here we go. Coin bonus for 2 cards. Daniel was facing up against a big EX Pokemon here right now. Looks like we're gonna get the evolution up of the damaged Gimmighoul as well. So that will be going to 70 at some stage because of the Freezing Shroud if that is not removed from play. So we get a second 2-card draw from the coin bonus. Has it helped?
Surely it has. Surely it has. You have to imagine, but here is the Spike Move Jin. Obviously, this cannot conclude, but I like this when you're playing it. If you can just consult the deck, work out what you have and what you have there. Oh, the Picnic Basket. Cheeky little card, that one. He'll 30 damage from each Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponent's. This is really interesting, because Arthur loves getting damage into play for the Freezing Shroud, because then you can, you know, Adrenabrain it off. Picnic Basket will completely heal that at this moment in time. And, you know, really, you know, disrupt the damage for the Technical Machine devolution play that he might be working towards. So it's like eyeing that up there. It's an interesting wrinkle. Yeah. Obviously, probably there for Dragapult, but works perfectly fine in this scenario as well.
Yeah, I think it's got great sort of stretch uses, as we do see this secret box come down from Daniel's side of the board now, pitching away that second copy of the Lunatone and the Mega Marwile EX as well. A great little sort of late game finisher or attacker through things like the Cornerstone Ogerpon EX or the Gobble Down attack, 80 times the number of each prize cards you have taken. So after 4 prizes taken, you can actually deal 320 damage, which is actually a great number.
Yep, dealing with Marnie's Grimmsnarl. Hasn't got an ability as well, so will not be getting hit by the freezing shroud.
But it's gone, so it doesn't matter.
It has gone. For now, though. It looks like the secret box is concluding for boss's orders, Vitality Band, Artisan, and that picnic basket as well.
Yeah, Vitality Band's kind of cute because that means the Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX could go down to just the 6 energies and then the freezing shroud tick would there. But it's targeting the Froslass, wants to limit what sort of damage counters are on the board, say, and that's generally a great way of dealing with this, especially with the picnic basket as well as this fully healed board from Arthur. So no Monkey Dory shenanigans for the moment at least. And this is where Daniel's kind of trying to take the lead here in terms of how we progress this. This is an Earthen Vessel for some energy cards as well. Pitching away the Artisan, so removing the option to remove the Spikemouth Gym in play, but you don't really want to give Arthur access to maybe something like a Super Rod into a Snow Run. Yeah, that makes sense for sure. So if we are going to try and get through the Froslass, let's not make it easy for Arthur to get them back. So very measured, very well played so far. I'm sure he's been well aware of this matchup. I do wonder how many times he may have played up against another Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX deck. Here it is, just the 1 energy. Thanks to that weakness. That's 100 damage. So Daniel Magda takes his 3rd prize card here in our top 4. Still the 3 nest ball. Probably wanted us to take the boss's orders there, to be perfectly honest with you, out the prize card. So it is over to Arthur now. Well, this is where we're going to have to start IO and praying at times. Well, very likely, I think, because you want to try and slow down how many cards Daniel's working with in his hand. Obviously, he pitched away quite a lot with the secret box, but you know he's got supporters and other cards to work with. Spikemouth Gym being utilized here just to kind of double check what he has access to. Looks like he's eyeing up maybe an Arven play here, maybe just to grab some of those important pieces back into his hands. Remember, one of those few things that Gholdengo typically doesn't play too much, or if any of, is any hand disruption cards. So Arthur will be able to just, you know, play with the hands and cards that he wants when he wants them until he's ready to do so. Just like that, Arven is going to be played here. That's going to use the Super Rod, going to fail the tool card search, and that's going to shuffle in a Froslass, a Snorunt, and a basic Darkness Energy as well. Super Rod lets you shuffle in 3 in any combination of Pokemon and basic energy back into your deck. Looks like he's going to leave that at the top, so that means Nestball's going to go grab that Snorunt, get it straight back into play, and I imagine we'll see a shuffle up after that. Yeah, this is the few turns which is going to be quite important because we don't have any damage ticks through Freezing Shroud right now. He's got none of that damage manipulation he can use from his side of the board. It means Daniel kind of almost gets like a semi-free pass at having to work around it. Obviously, he will take some damage because Marnie's Grimmsnarl will be firing away a Shadow Bullet if Arthur chooses to do so. Doesn't really have the bench space to use any other real attacker right now. Like I said, that Psyduck just kind of sitting there looking pretty, but not really helpful in this matchup. No, just in case any Curse Blasts come out or Fortress EX for what it's worth. We'll be stopping any of that. That will be seeing that though, of course. Nestball has concluded for that Snorunt. Now he's going to consult the discard pile. Gholdengo is one of those decks where you do need to keep an eye on the discard pile because you know any energy that is there could just immediately be summoned back to the hand via superior energy retrieval. Looks like Air Balloon is going to be committed. This is the few sort of very vital turns, right? But there's so many cards in that hand. Looks like a Technical Machine Evolution. Looks like just retreating into the Morgrim and actually going to evolve up and actually get a few ticks over around the board right now. So I quite like this. Straight onto just a Snorunt. We're going to get Froslass up and live, and that means every Pokemon on the board with abilities will get a ticker on now, and pretty much is the full bench of Arthur's, and then of course the 2 Gholdengo EXs. Yep, that's a really interesting turn there. And it's really interesting seeing just how much these players really value, well, Arthur values the Froslass, and Daniel fears it, going out of his way to KO it multiple times. But it has found itself back in play. Now it is back over to Daniel. Boss is ordering it immediately, saying, no freezing shroud. I'm turning up the thermostat here in the venue. It's not going to be that cold, thank you very much. And just only needs 1 energy to KO it, thanks to that metal weakness. Yeah, and now Daniel feels pretty safe in having that third Gholdengo EX evolved up as well, as we do get the full flow of all coin bonuses used here. And here we go. It looks like it's going to be another massive knockout, taking Daniel to 2 prizes, just kind of reconsulting the hand, making sure he has access to all the key pieces first. And then it's just going to be on Arthur to try and really stem the flow here, because it's only the 1 copy of Super Rod. He's got a couple of copies of Night Stretcher. Can't remember exactly if he has used one thus far. Kind of feel like it's quite important to keep track of those recovery cards at the moment. But can Arthur do anything from this position as well?
See, this is the interesting thing. Daniel's been taking his prize cards very slowly and methodically. If he takes his KO, which I'm sure he will, he goes down to 2 prize cards left. And what you're basically saying at that point is, if you leave minus Grimmsnarl in the active, I make it rain, and that's all you wrote. You've got one in play, so I can just boss's orders it as well. We are going to see metal energy attachment to the bench, Gholdengo without the air balloon. And there we are, make it rain. Another big KO there for Daniel. 2 prize cards remaining. Only 1 knockout away from taking this game 1 hit, and our top 4 feature match here at Gdańsk Regional Championship. Nespal finally taken for what it's worth. If you are joining us here, the winner of this best of 3 will be advancing to the final. We are currently in our top 4 match. This game is currently tied 0-0, but Daniel is in the lead. Only 2 prize cards left to take. What can Arthur do here, Alex?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think about the math right now in terms of some of the damage counters he could move over, but it would mean he'd have to try and leave this big EX Pokemon in the active spot, right? I mean, Arthur will, I'm sure, will try to maybe Iono, try and limit what Daniel has access to, and maybe put damage counters on his side of the board using the Shadow Bullet attack, and hope there's no return KO.
Yeah, I think that's all we can do at this point. Yeah, I think this is Daniel's game to lose here. Arthur can definitely still win, but, you know, if Daniel can just make it rain and carry the Marnie's Grimmsnarl, that will be all she wrote. Worth noting, Petulant EX has hit the board, so subjugating chains can start to throw dark Pokemon around, maneuvering them into the active if he likes.
Yeah, so here we go. It looks like the Monkey Dory Adrenabrains are being activated. That probably makes sense to heal the active Pokemon as well. Actually, maybe it doesn't make too much of a difference, but that's to 5 on the active now. So it's got 210 HP remaining.
Yep.
So it's going to be another Monkey Tick. It's got 200 remaining now. Petulant has an energy attached as well. So it can think about an attack. A Shadow Bullet, 180 damage to the active, 30 to the benched, undamaged Gholdengo EX. Let's see how Daniel is able to piece together this turn. It's been Iono to 2. He has 3 cards to work with. We'll be able to draw at least 4 more here.
Ridiculous, isn't it? There's a coin bonus number 1 for another 2 cards. Has coin bonus times 2 on the bench for another, what, 1 card each. And that's just it. And that's the problem with trying to Iono your way out of a Gholdengo deck, because they're going to see so much extra cards just for being on the field, just for existing. You get more card advantage. There's a Night Stretcher.
Energy in hand.
Energy in hand.
Oh, just to retreat.
Wow,
so it gets another draw. So now he knows more energies are in the discard pile. If he has superior energy retrievals, he can get them back, of course. And then this is just another big coin bonus. He hits the superior
energy retrieval as an Arven to get back more as well. I think that's all we need here. Superior energy retrieval for the full 4. That's 200 damage.
3 more.
We need 3 more. There's a second superior energy retrieval. Is there enough energy in the discard pile? 1, 2, 3, 4. That is more than enough. This is going to be a big make it rain. And Daniel takes game 1 here in our top 4 feature match. Played it absolutely perfectly. 1 game away from the final. What can Arthur do?
So measured. Every prize taken was perfect in terms of how he was able to do so, targeting those Froslass as soon as they came down, those boss's orders, instantly making those Freezing Shroud Pokemon targets there, easy knockouts with just 1 energy as well because of the weakness, but sending some of those energies, extra energies to the discard away as well. We had a key turn here with a Professor Churro scenario, removing the liability that is Genesect, and then it's just boss's orders over boss's orders over boss's orders. We're not letting you have those Freezing Shroud ability ticks.
could you say that was the most cool, calm, and collected game top 4 match I've ever seen? Daniel Magda slowly worked his way towards this win, you know, repeatedly going after that Froslass, saying, no, Arthur, not today. I'm not letting you get those freezing shrouds down. And, you know, slowly worked towards this spot where he was in the big 2 prize, you know, left to win. And that's where we only saw the massive make it rain there, the double superior energy retrieval of the coin bonus there. Wowzers. And yeah, and that's all we needed. We only saw the big make it rain once. And that just shows you how collected and calm Daniel was to just get into that position where he can announce a big make it rain. And now Arthur gets to choose whether he's going first or second here in this game too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're going to have to follow it very closely, of course, because Arthur did have that slightly slower turn 1. Despite going second, you know, he missed the technical machine evolution, missed secret box, missed all these other pieces that could have brought the game a little bit closer. It meant Daniel could be a little bit more measured in that approach, that bit more methodical approach that you've described it as both our players now have their active Pokemon selected. We're going to see our prizes shortly as they're just placing it down now. There it is. Again, nothing too crazy on both sides, so we're going to get this game going. This is game 2 of our top 4 match here in the Gdańsk regional. Whoever wins here will be able to find themselves in the final. It's just a bench of the Gimmighoul and a pass over, so it's over to Arthur. Hits the Arven off the top deck there, so we're going to get gaming.
Box in hand as well.
Oh, here we go. Perfect. In comparison to the previous game, we're going to be able to cherry pick exactly what we're after. But there's so many good cards in there. There's the nest balls to get the right pieces as well. I think maybe just missing something like the energy. Just need to double check that that was there as well.
I don't think I saw the energy, actually. Don't think I saw that. But however, I think if you're Arthur here, 1 game down, you know, you need to do reverse sweep in 2 games in a row. I think you'd be rather happy with this setup, I think, you know, saying, right, let's get off to the races now. Secret box in hand. Iron up those supporters. Iron up those tools. Iron up those stadiums.
Nestball just to double check what is maybe prize, what he doesn't have access to for the time being as well. So it wouldn't surprise me if we see this secret box come down immediately after and maybe go into a Lillie's Determination just so that we can try and get as much possible draw for an energy card and actually evolve up some of our Pokemon. So we do see the Monkey Dory from the Nest Ball, I should say. They're one of the best targets from that Nest Ball because Buddy Poppin will help you get out some of the other lower HP Pokemon. There it is. Grimmsnarl EX, Rare Candy, and Arven being pitched away. Spikemuth Gym, Technical Machine Evolution, Lillie's Determination, and the Buddy Poppin are the 4 selected cards from that A spec.
Wow. Think about the value from that secret box. You get 2 from the Buddy Poppin. You can get 1 from Spikemuth. You see another 8 from the Lillies. And a Technical Machine Evolution can catapult you into 2 stage 1s as well.
Yeah. I'm a man of value, Shay. Yeah. I like that a lot. But you may get too much value because you may end up drawing into your evolution Pokemon. And that can be a little bit detrimental. But if Arthur had an energy in hand, maybe he wouldn't have to go down that route. But we do see the Buddy Poppin being eyed up here now as well. I'm sure that's going to grab us some of those key pieces. Hopefully won't actually have to get us that Psyduck this time and taking up a valuable bench space. There's the double snow run, double monkey dory.
Oh, it's a Pressure's Trolley, everyone. Secret box, Pressure's Trolley on the same turn. Here we go. Technical Machine Evolution, Lillie's Determination. Okay, 8 new cards. I think it would be a travesty if we don't see a basic energy here. How determined is Arthur's Lillie right now? That would cap off the perfect turn, in my opinion. 9 outs, right? And then, of course, just hoping not to draw into both of your Froslass. True.
Maybe even your 1 Morgrim, because 1 is prized.
Okay,
just so you have some targets. Here we go, the 8 cards, Shay.
We need to see the basic energy. We need to dodge the Froslass. Here we go. Show us the energy, Arthur. Come on. Oh,
we got the energy.
Oh, wow, okay.
Actually,
towards the back of the hand there.
The hand's looking pretty good from what I can see. He's got the energies. Doesn't look like he's hit into the Froslass, which is just hanging out at the bottom of the deck right now. Morgrim and just double checking what those targets are going to be for the evolution, of course. Does get to energy attachment to the active Monkey Dory as well. So it looks like we're just going to go straight into double Froslass at this point.
Yep, there we go. Technical Machine Evolution targeting both the Snorunt Froslass ×2. Now remember, Arthur did get this in game 1, but Daniel was not entertaining that, not for a second, and was immediately off to the races to send those Froslass back to the discard pile. But Arthur's doing everything he can. Freezing Shroud, remember? If you're just joining us, an ability puts 1 damage counter on Pokemon checkup, which basically means in between turns, on every Pokemon that has an ability. Doesn't count itself. So there is no ability for Daniel, worth noting right now, but it is putting damage on those Monkey Dory.
Well, there's one, Shay.
There's one. Now remember, Daniel's been very careful about choosing exactly when to evolve these Gholdengo. So if he can manage it, I think he'll try and keep it with just 1, but he might not be able to. Looks like he's going to consult the deck using that Spike Muff Gym. Hasn't got any Marnie Pokemon, I imagine. I mean, I can tell you that hasn't got any. But I quite like this. I quite like this. They've been saying, all right, what have I got in the deck? And at the very least, you can shuffle the deck as well.
Yeah, just double check what we're working with is always key. I mean, when you're given that free chance to do so, Artisan now being played allows Daniel to be able to get a another Gimme Ghoul into play as well. Kind of set up similar to what you had in game 1. Of course, right now, Artisan's not being able to be used by Arthur because he currently has a full bench.
Exactly.
So Daniel's the only one who's going to get any value out of it, at least for now.
Artisan will conclude for that Gimme Ghoul, as you did say. What else? Coin bonus for 2.
Yeah.
I haven't really had a chance to consult Daniel's hand here. There's 1. There's 2. Okay, Daniel, you're going to have to show us now, aren't you? Let's have a look. I see a lot of energy. I see superior energy retrieval. I see boss's orders as well. Wow. So able to remove Froslass. Again, only 1 energy needed thanks to that metal weakness. Daniel Magda takes the first prize card here in our top 4 feature match. In this game 2, looks like it's going to take the nest ball from the prize. It is over to Arthur. This is a rinse and repeat of game 1. We're pretty much exactly the same setups, except Arthur hasn't got that pesky side up knocking about this time. What will Arthur do here?
Yeah, can work with the extra bench space that is available for him right now. Artisan currently is live because there is a bench space available. This is where it's going to be a little bit tricky how we maneuver this, because we do have the 2 Monkey Dories now set up. You don't want to keep the damage counters necessarily on the Monkey Dories now, because we know Daniel plays Picnic Basket.
Yep.
So we want to try and use it to, again, as much value as possible, right? You've spoken about value there, Shay.
Yeah.
And that's the key thing. We need to make that damage counter really pay its worth in gold, right?
Yep, we need every damage counter to do exactly, Need to stick around, first of all, and try and be impactful. And I wonder if Arthur will try and build towards the Technical Machine Devolution. We didn't really see it in game 1, but it's definitely an option. But when you have Picnic Basket knocking about, it makes it hard to sort of do the, the grand finale play and lift them all up at the same time. Technical Machine Devolution, but I think that is an option. That is a builder. That is a build towards. But what can Arthur do here? We did see turn attachment to the Monkey Dory. We are going to see boss's orders as well from Arthur. That's going to bring up a Gimme Ghoul. They're both functionally the same.
Again, this is maybe coming down to what I mentioned before, where maybe you can clutch the Gimme Ghoul, and it kind of forces a evolution up an expansion of the Professor Churro scenario, right? So we're just getting the Adrenabrain right now, just kind of being eyed up to see exactly where this is going. Do you even consider taking out a Gimme Ghoul? Because I guess Clutch actually does that, but it's not ideal.
Could do that. 30
onto the Gholdengo EX, and now the second Adrenabrain now being eyed up. What do we do here? So just a 20, keeping 1 on it for the time being. Just as Froslass goes over to Daniel, that takes up to 2, and then comes back. Again, another turn that would give after another 3 to work with. And here we go, retreat into the Impidimp.
Oh, okay. Collect?
We collect,
sorry, no, okay. Just to pass over. It's over to Daniel now, though. What can he do? Has got Gimme Ghoul in the active. He's not going to see the big fat coin bonus for now. Let's have a look.
It's going to be a little bit awkward to work around, of course, because if you want to start swinging away, you need something like an air balloon or even just Professor Churro scenario, then take the knockout on the Impidimp, but then Froslass is still there.
Oh, here we go. Speaking of efficiency and value, Genesect from the nest ball immediately going to find 2 more copies of Gholdengo. Now, wow, this really is a rinse and repeat of game 2, because we saw this and we saw Arthur try and pounce on this via the clutch. But Professor Churro Scenario was able to remove it from play. I wonder if this could be an X factor. If the Genesect EX sticks around longer than Daniel wants, that could be the time Arthur needs to get back in this game. But for now, Metallic Signal has been used. We are going to see benched Gholdengo EX. Evolve 1 from the coin bonus.
Ooh,
here we go. Going to evolve the active. Okay.
So we're going live with 3 coin bonus. Gholdengo EX. There's the air balloon
in hand, you know. I think I saw it.
Wouldn't surprise me. Another 2 from the Gholdengo EX has been moved to the active position. Boss's orders is there.
×2.
Yeah.
Just play the maximum 4 copies. So there is Boss's orders again. Daniel said no freezing shrouds. Not today, Arthur. You got 1 cheeky use out of it already. Congratulations. Let me KO these rather quickly. Wow, Daniel's been so efficient. I wonder, you know, this is a testament playing 4 Boss's orders. It just means you can really, you know, go after what you want, especially when that Pokemon only needs 1 energy to discard thanks to the weakness. Daniel, Magda, again, this is a real big rinse and repeat. We do see the KO. 2 prize cards taken for Daniel. Is over to Arthur. No more use of Freezing Shroud now. Has promoted the free retreat Yveltal. That's great, of course. But will no longer have the, you know, the easy damage from Freezing Shroud to fall back on here in this game too.
Yeah, just showcasing the draw power of the Gholdengo EX is being able to just get into the game. I mean, the first KO was done even without the Genesect EX in play. And then it's just, like you said, Boss's orders, 1 energy. And it just feels so good to just take an easy knockout without actually expending too much of your sort of card pool that you have in the deck.
Really not. We are going to see an Ultra Ball being played here. Alex going to grab Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX. It's like Punk Up will be live. Punk Up when you evolve into it. Let's just search your deck for 5 Dark Energy, goodness gracious, and attach them to your Marnie's Pokemon. Now, we only normally ever see, you know, 3 or maybe even 2 uses of that. Just so you can start using Shadow Bullet. That means you can be a bit more clinical with your other basic energy attachments, letting you get Monkey Dories online or Clutch online. Anything like this. We are going to see the evolution. We are going to see the Punk Up. 2 energies attached to the bench. Mine's Grimmsnarl EX. That is a behemoth Pokemon. 320 hit points. Shadow Bullet, 180 damage. You know, it's nothing to sniff at.
But when you're facing up against a Gholdengo that can deal with it in 1 hit, that's always a scary thing. Here comes the Snow Runt back from the Night Stretcher as well. Just kind of hanging around. We get energy attachment to the active Yveltal and an Iono to boot as well. So let's see how kind this Iono will be to both our players in this game 2 of our second top 4 feature match we have here at the Gdańsk Regional Championship.
Oh, just saying, Daniel drew into the Professor Choro off that Iono to 4, by the way. Just keep an eye on that one. Is it back over to Arthur still, though? We are going to see a retreat, free retreat, and it's going to be the big... Oh, no, it's going to be the Adrenabrain first, I should say, letting you move... Oh, looks like only opting to move 1 damage counter from the Monkey Dory.
That puts it down to 180 HP. So that's in range now, keeping a couple of those damage counters, just expending that Technical Machine Evolution. Attack of Shadow Bullet, because it's 260 HP. Now 30 damage going somewhere on Daniel's board. I mean, they're pretty similar. Onto the Air Balloon Gholdengo EX there. So after taking 2 prizes here, leveling up this game 2 of this top 4 match, but we'll be staring down at 2 Gholdengo EXs with his own 320 HP behemoth of Imani's Grimmsnarl EX. But can Daniel respond here?
This could be a pivotal turn. If Daniel can go down to 2 prize cards here, take a big 1-hit KO on Arthur's Marnie's Grimmsnarl, really force him to have Rare Candy plus Grimmsnarl combination, try and find Froslass, ask some questions. This could be the turn where Daniel starts to get back in the driver's seat, and I think he senses that, opting to put down the Soul Rock Lunatone combination. This is for the first time we've seen this in this best of 3 here, with the Soul Rock and the Lunatone combination letting you discard a fighting energy from your hand to draw 3 thanks to Lunatone's Lunar Cycle ability. We're even going to see a Buddy Buddy Poffin to fully max out the bench here for going to grab another Gimme Ghoul here. This is the turn Daniel senses. This is where I can close this top 4 game out if I can reach for that big, bad, scary Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX, make it rain and KO it in 1 hit. Here we go.
Coin bonus for 2.
Number 1. Superior energy retrieval and an energy. How many are in the discard pile? 1, 2. Just the 2 so far. 3. 3. That's 150 damage right there.
Plus the 1 in the hand, so 200 damage. So
let's see the retreat now. Alex, another 2 coin bonus.
Needs an energy attachment as well.
Does need a turn attachment.
Here we go. Just what options are there? There is that metal energy in hand. and supporters as well. It looks like the Arven's there. So just kind of having to piece it together. Of course, doesn't have a fighting energy to utilize that lunar cycle. This is the first time, as Shay's mentioned, that Daniel has been able to put it down, or has decided to put it down, I should say, because we have seen it dispatched to the discard on the previous game. Arven being played now. I know Shay is doing some mental mathematics to try and work out what he needs to take a massive knockout.
I think we need 8, right? Could be the turn attachment as well. So
in total.
Yeah, so we need 8 energy in total, 1 to turn attach, and then 7 to pitch away with Make It Rain.
Here you go.
Wow.
So Earthen Vessel for 2 fighting energies going to hand now. I'm sure he does have the superior energy retrieval that we've already mentioned. So can at least lunar cycle to see what else he can draw into. And then that'll be all the draw power he currently has on the board. So does Marnie's Grimmsnarl stick around a little bit longer? Here we go, draw 3.
This is a really big turn here, folks. Do we see enough energy? Wow,
he's got 3 energy in hand. Earthen Vessel as well, and superior energy retrieval. Does that mean he can reach there? Just got to double check. There's 4 in the discard pile. This is a big expansion in terms of what he could do.
3, so that's 7. Earthen Vessel. I think we're there.
I think we can do it.
We're there. 3 in hand, 4 in the discard. That's 7. Earthen Vessel gets us up to 9, funnily enough. And that's more. That's overreaching there from Daniel. Goodness gracious. Is there enough energy in deck? I believe there is. So Earthen Vessel for 2. Yep, 4. So there's, 4 in the discard pile, 6 that we're currently looking at. And yeah, that's 9. That's more than enough, Alex. That's going to be a big Make It Rain KO.
Yeah, massive, absolute massive turn here. Massive potential swing as well, completely in Daniel's favor. There's the energy attachment to the active Gholdengo EX, really lunar cycling his way potentially to a massive knockout here. It just looks like he's just kind of deliberating exactly, making sure he doesn't
get everything right.
You don't discard the cards you might need for a future turn. We've got to make sure we do that correctly.
Can't get too ahead of ourselves. Don't want to get too excited. That's something I would do. Superior energy retrieval and discard a Gholdengo EX and 1 basic fighting. But we know that we had actually enough to where we can do that. So that's going to be 4 coming back to the hand of the superior energy retrieval. Make It Rain. Big 1-hit KO. Everybody get your umbrellas out here in the Gdańsk venue, because Daniel's making it rain. 2 prize cards left for Daniel to take, and he will find himself in the final of the Gdańsk Regional Championship. Is over to Arthur now, starting off the turn with the Artisan, Yvetel in the active.
Just kind of deliberating what he can utilize that bench space for. He looks like he can't grab the Fezandipiti to the bench from the Artisan right now, but he really needs something like that counter catcher in combination with the Iono. Maybe look to try and clutch things up for the moment.
So. I think that's what we're going to be trying to work towards here, Alex. But now, since Daniel, it's going to be the Fezandipiti. That's an easy 2 prize KO there. Daniel can reach into it. But I think you're right. This is going to have to be counter catcher, Iono, clutch, and just hope that you can try and get yourself back into this game.
Yeah, absolutely, because you can't really Professor Churro scenario and Boss's orders at the same time. Nope. So this has got to be the route that he's aiming for. It looks like a flip the script. Can we turn this game on its head? 3 cards, Arthur.
I don't think Iono was in the hand, so we'd love to see that here. 1, 2, and 3. That one of them was a supporter.
I think there was 1 Iono there.
I think, there is a 1 in hand. Okay, I apologize.
Does have nice stretcher for the Froslass as well. But again, it's just needing something like the counter catcher.
Ooh,
but this is
going for the Arven instead. Okay. I guess, yeah, we still need the counter catcher. Arven get counter catcher being eyed up there.
Wanting the guarantee rather than risk the Iono to 4.
That makes sense.
Because this will, I guess, buy Arthur 1 more turn. Simply because, you know, taking a single prize isn't going to win Daniel the game yet. But it'll take him 1 step closer to the finals.
It does. I mean, I feel as if it's the sort of bare minimum we need to do this turn is just be some form of disruption. As you say, you cannot Professor Torres scenario and Boss's orders in the same turn. I don't think Daniel plays anything like a switch. Does not anything like this. So Arven has been concluded. Fezandipiti has been concluded. Night Stretcher being played here. That's probably going to find the Froslass, I would imagine. Get that back on board. Freezing Shroud is online. Bear in mind, that does actually hit the Fezandipiti. But it's down to 200 damage. That's a crisp 4 energy make it rain for a KO there.
Sounds like a future problem for the moment, Shay.
It does sound like a future problem.
Let's at least try and buy myself an additional turn, get some more damage pings on the board. Say, here's a counter catcher. Surely must aim for the big, bulky Genesect.
Genesect or, you know, Soul Lunatone. Well, probably Lunatone.
Lunatone over the Soul Rock,
yeah. But we are going to see the counter catcher into the Genesect EX. Turn attachment, was it on the debating on the Fezandipiti perhaps? We're going to bring that one back though. But it is going to be the clutch. That's 20 damage. And will stop the Genesect EX from retreating. So Air Balloon will not be an out. Looks like debating on whether to do the Adrenabrain first. It looks like, Alex.
Yeah, scared of the potential of Picnic Basket because there's so much damage there. Oh, he's actually moved the damage counters off. But oh, he's moved it to the active. Look, yeah, but then now the Freezing Shroud ticks there. So we are clutching it up. Will it be enough? Daniel here is now going to draw for his turn. Does have Professor Churro scenario in hand.
In hand for a while.
So then
the Churro slamming that down.
Yeah, immediately.
Genesect EX straight back to the hand. Gholdengo EX going to hit the active. Now we cannot play boss's orders now. So it is just going to be some coin bonus action. And this is where the Gholdengo EX deck is really poised to do well when you can start to just coin bonus for that's 4 extra cards so far this turn.
Yeah, Arta's
still unicycle as well if we like.
Arta's used up both his night stretchers now. He does only have access to Super Rod as any sort of recovery. So if this Evil Tool goes down and he's looking to try and maybe clutch the game up again, he's not really able to do so without finding that Super Rod. And also probably needs another counter catcher and probably needs the Iono at the same time to boot just to kind of slow the game down whilst he tries to Adrenabrain back into the game. But, you know, stranger things have happened here. Daniel's obviously going to try and take this massive KO. He's got Fighting Gong in hand. One of the new inclusions to the deck, being able to grab a fighting Pokemon or a fighting energy. Got so many pieces here that's available. Arven available as well. Here comes the Earthen Vessel. Just double checking, grabbing the last couple of energies out of the list and deck as well. And then we're just going to be working, if you do get Ionodes, to things like superior energy retrievals that are left in the deck or any other important cards that are left in the deck.
It's these kind of players that separate good from great players and great players from world-class players. Just thinking, okay, I can do what I want already this turn. That's fantastic. But how do I now play around the counter and how do I set myself up so in 2, 3, 4 turns, I have a checkmate scenario where no matter what my opponent can do, I will have a win on board. And that's why by filtering all these sort of dead cards, if you like, out of the deck so we don't draw into them, all we want is just energy and ways to find it. And that's what Daniel's trying to do here.
Yeah, just take a moment to take stock. Daniel could be on the verge of making himself into the final superior energy retrieval, dispatching the Genesect and that Mega Marwile going down once again. That Gimmighoul just at the very top there does have 1 damage counter on it. There looks like 4 energies coming to hand. So had to expend, well, maybe didn't have to, but expended the superior energy retrieval. Maybe comfortable enough that there's more than enough in the deck to work with if you do get Ionoed or hand disrupted, especially if you've only got 1 prize to take after this potential knockout.
Yeah, more than enough energy in the hand. I wonder if we'll see the overspend again, or will we just see the 3 needed? Yveltal having that pesky 110 hit points actually forces, and we are going to see the overshoot there, discarding 4 energy, doing more than enough damage. Daniel Magda's 1 prize card away from his position in the Gdańsk Regional Championship final. Is over to Arthur now. Going to promote Fezandipiti, Freezing Shroud in between turns. 1 damage count on every Pokemon with an ability. Okay, Arthur. What can you do here? No more wiggle room. Daniel Magda cannot take another KO.
Yeah, that's Fezandipiti is the biggest Pokemon on Arthur's board state right now. That's why it's probably gone to the active spot. Does have Air Balloon though.
Okay.
As at least a way to pivot around if he needs to do so. And I can only imagine it has to be an Iono angle here. And just hopes he can draw into, with Flip the Script as well, some additional pieces that allows him just to try and make his way back in the game somehow. Still has access to counter catchers, or at least 1 counter catcher in the deck, but would love to have had it in the hand to make his life a little bit easier. Looks like he's going down the route here of this Iono.
Is there a world in which you try and pull off Petron EX, attach, energy switch, irritated outburst plus Rhino, and just try and announce irritated outburst twice.
I mean, it's certainly possible, Shay, but that's a scary position to be in.
It is. But as you say, Fezandipiti's got the most hit. But we are going to see Rhino being played here. That'll give Daniel a 1-card hand and Arthur a 4-card hand. But I don't know. I feel as if the time for just, you know, clutch plays.
For it.
Yeah, that's all. That's been a gone now.
Unfortunately.
Oh, the energy switch is prized. Oh my goodness, so we can't even see that.
Yeah, so we're probably looking for a super rod, maybe. Oh, he's got counter catcher. Has he found a super rod and an energy? Flip the script as well. Because we could maybe try and go for another clutch play if we find a super rod. That's not there.
No.
And that's just 1 card away from maybe just trying to slow the game down just that little bit more. I mean, you have put Daniel down to 1 card. You can bring up.
You can bring up a 1 retreat cost.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than nothing. Monkey Dory coming down with another dark energy, it looks like. And you just have to leave Fezandipiti in the active spot. Get the damage counters off it, so it only goes down to 190 essentially once it goes across into Daniel's turn. Here we go, counter catcher. I'm sure it's got to be that Lunatone. I don't think there's another good target there. You don't want to give him the Gimme Ghoul to evolve into. There it is. Promotion of the Lunatone. And then it's just going to be the Monkey Dory Adrenabrain plays, and let's see what we can do from this position.
It's going to be the Adrenabrain onto bench. Gholdengo, and then onto the other one as well. To be fair, Technical Machine Devolution, that does actually KO both of those. Does have it in hand. Okay. Now this is interesting. Technical Machine Devolution will de-evolve all of the evolved Pokemon, putting the higher stage back into the hand, and whoops-a-daisy, Gimmighoul has 70 hit points. That's going to KO them both. Arthur takes 2 prize cards here, 2 versus 1. Daniel has to maneuver this Soul Rock out of the active. Lunatone, I should say. Freezing Shrouds obviously will continue as well. Wow.
This is 1 chance. I mean, we'll have access to coin bonus, but right now it's on the bench because he's got back to the hand.
In the hand, yeah.
This is the only awkward scenario, but he's just eyeing up a couple of cards there. Obviously, we know 2 of them already. There is Night Stretcher. Has to go for the fighting, the draw. Maybe into Lunar Cycle. Here we go. It's a big 3 cards here, Shay. 3 cards to hand. Professor Churro scenario.
And the Professor Churro scenario. Wowzers.
Is that enough?
How many do we need? We need 2 energy to carry Monkey Dory, right?
Yep. Secret box will allow you. You've got Professor Churro scenario, can go into the Gholdengo, but then
we need a turn attachment as well, so we need 3 energy.
Yeah, and Superior Energy Retrieval grabs you how many, Shay?
Yeah, it does grab you 4. Oh yeah, secret box. Then we just find you the Arvin's go grab that one, right? Do we have a turn? Oh yeah, I think we have
this
it, right?
It.
I think we have this, right?
Go on, Shay. Tell me exactly what he's going to grab. Arvin, Air Balloon, Superior Energy Retrieval. This is big.
Here we go. This is all going to be. She wrote, Air Balloon's going to free retreat the Lunatone. There is no clutch now. You can promote Gimmighoul. Evolve into Gholdengo EX. Superior Energy Retrieval for 4 energy. Turn attach plus enough for the KO. And Daniel Magda will take our top 4 feature match here and advance to the Gdańsk Regional Final.
Incredible display here by Daniel here, just to overcome a matchup which he actually lost in the Swiss rounds as well. Commiserations to Arthur. He's gone so far with his archetype. But it is Gholdengo which makes its way to the final. Waiting in the wings is Emma with that.